What is up, DTube Hexicans? Today I want to talk a little bit about, well, we had this weird event this year. 29-year-old Bitcoin woman passing away at age 29. And it was quite an influential person, by the way. And I mean, so we had HEX. It came, the smart contract came December 2019. And I followed HEX since early, I think I found it around early 2019. And I watched all the videos, I followed it. I followed the project basically because there were so many truths being dropped. And I could kind of give this, I can kind of sense that there was something here that seems to be pretty accurate. Because everything that I basically discovered, or everything I heard about HEX, kind of made sense. Made way more sense than all these other kind of communities in this space. And it's like, you have this weird thing about this industry. And the weird thing is, so I talked a little bit about it since I started to become a vlogger on Steam in 2018, and kind of started to do that full time. It was, I kind of shifted career a bit. So before I was doing smartphone reviews on YouTube, but when I found Steam, I kind of discovered like, this seems like it's kind of important that we're doing this now instead. Because it kind of seems like vlogging and doing the vlog thing and doing it with some kind of digital currency, it seems like that was kind of like the next thing that you kind of needed to kind of connect people together with kind of like a new story, right? And we've been following a lot of crypto stories. Like the Steam story did not work. And there was just too many corrupt people. So many corrupt people. The Steam community, a lot of them super corrupt. A lot of them did not stand up for what was right. They didn't use their voice. Sure, a few people used their voice, but not many people. And there were Bitcoin maximalists that realized, after a couple of years, they kind of realized, same thing with Bitcoin. Too many corrupt people, and the environment kind of screwed up. And it seems like there's basically no way you can kind of fix. There's no way you can kind of fix the ecosystem, and it's like it's really like screwed up with Bitcoin. And then you have these events happen with people that have done a lot for the blockchain space and talking, promoting Bitcoin and talking about the aspects of Bitcoin. And then, you know, people passing away at age 29, when you look at it, I mean, come on. That looks pretty weird, dude. And I think it is because the ecosystem, the Bitcoin ecosystem, is too corrupt, and a lot of people involved pretty corrupt, and it seems like you have this whole industry of corruption, and a lot of it is tied to Bitcoin. And when I came into the space already early 2018, I did not put anything into Bitcoin. I put it all on Steam because I came into the space because of the community, the people aspect. Okay, maybe other people came in for something else, but I kind of came in for the community, you know. And I kind of left Steam when I saw that I kind of left Steam when I saw that there is no way you can fix it, because I mean people just corrupt. Corrupt on all sides, and like there's no way you can kind of fix that community, and I don't think you can build anything good based on lies. And we're seeing the same thing with kind of like the Bitcoin community. I mean, they're trying to build stuff on lies, and it's not working. It's not working. I mean, I look at the Bitcoin community on Twitter, nothing is working. I mean, they're not talking about human beings anymore. They're only talking about price. Like, they're not talking about like the power is in the human being and kind of empower humans the proper way. It seems like they have lost themselves, and I think it kind of create a community where the blind is kind of leading the blind, and we Hexicans, we kind of saw that this is not working, man. Like the Bitcoin story, the Bitcoin narrative failed. And yes, it's sad, but I think you can build something better. And that's what Hexicans are doing. That's what Hexicans are doing. They're building a better narrative, a better story by innovating. You can't pay interest with the Bitcoin. And is it safe? You gotta look at this from the public perspective also. Is it safe to put people in the Bitcoin when you know better products exist now? Like, you ever use a smart contract that low-key pays out interest? Isn't that better for the average person? It is. Okay, it is. It's not good to put them into this like pump and dump thing, and like the Hexicans, they're teaching people to stake longer, and that, yeah, stake super long. Like the average time is like 4.7 years now, because the mindset and the kind of vision in the kind of whole Hexican community is, we need to do this the proper way. We need to like teach people the proper way to have long time perspectives. While the Bitcoin community, they do not have this. They have horrible leadership, and I have not seen it work ever. Like, this concept that you're gonna have something amazing without like human being leaders, and then you see these things happening, like even people that did speak and really tried to make everything amazing, passing away at age 29. Like, that is weird, dude. Like, maybe it was just like getting a cold or something, who knows? But I gotta say, man, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, especially when it's an influential person, like a super influential person, an inspiring person. Like, you really gotta look at this. And maybe Bitcoin now is a no-go zone. Maybe it's not good. Just as Steam became horrible, just as Hive became horrible, maybe stuff can become so worse, so bad, that you can't fix the ecosystem. You can't fix it. You just have to innovate. And I think there's very few people that like can like really look at something using radical logic and like looking at it like, is this ever going to be fixed? Are you ever going to have a better ecosystem, a Bitcoin ecosystem? Is that ecosystem ever going to improve? Is the community ever going to get better? Right now, it doesn't look like that. It's the same thing with Steam, Hive, EOS, all this nonsense, this trash that shouldn't be the top coins. Because humans haven't earned it. Like, none of these humans have earned it. If they just bought a bag and just waited, they haven't earned it, man. They probably haven't earned it. Have they done videos like a DTuber? Probably not. Have they made videos like a lot of Hexicans are doing hour-long videos? Have they done that? Probably not. Now, there are some in the Bitcoin community that are doing some good work, but you have to understand that the rest of the community, they are not that grateful. Like, most of the people in the Bitcoin community, they just waiting and like hoping for other people to make them rich, and they barely even want to make videos, you know. So it's like, it probably is better to use focus on other ecosystem that looks like they have more, they first have a better brand. Like the HEX brand is amazing, and the community is amazing. I look at the rest of the crypto community, websites that say they are crypto news, but ignoring HEX. Like, and they're just talking about Bitcoin and they're ignoring stuff that are better than Bitcoin. They're quite hateful. And is this people that you want to hang with? Like, the general crypto community is pretty horrible, okay? The HEX community is amazing. The D2 community, the DTC community, whatever you want to call it, the D2 community, they're pretty amazing. And they're showing it by doing real work, by doing professional work daily, many times. And so we have this launch phase of HEX, 9 million seconds left now. The HEX haters, if they do not like, if they don't pay a little bit attention, they may have to like, I mean, they probably gonna miss out. They're probably gonna miss out big time. So 9 million seconds I checked out to November the 19th when it's the HEX big payday. It's 9 million seconds to that date. That may sound like a lot, but 9 million seconds, remember that every day that goes by, that's 87,000 seconds less. In 10 days, 870,000 seconds left. We're already then in 10 days down to almost 8 million seconds. 9 million seconds, that goes by fast. You should remember how, if you go back to April, how that was like, that felt like it was pretty recent, right? And I think that's around 9 million seconds. Like we're past April to kind of now, I think it's around 9 million seconds. You see, time flies by pretty fast. And I want people to understand, especially the Bitcoiners, that you may miss out on your opportunity of a lifetime. Mainly because everyone is so corrupt. Like, you could have had more Bitcoin. You could have had more Bitcoin if you paid a little bit attention to HEX. And the people that talked early about HEX, they tried to help you because you could claim HEX for free. But a lot of people ignore that. We're trying to make this industry better. HEX is a better brand than Bitcoin. Better people, better people. HEX.live, amazing. Amazing website. Made by genius. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's going to be a lot of... So my belief system is kind of like, I think you need truth. And I think you need to use logic. And if that doesn't work in life, nothing is going to work. Like, so the only thing you can do is try to do your best. Like, I'm using logic, okay? And I'm looking at the world and I'm trying to be as truthful as I can to report back what I see. And what I see in the Bitcoin community and what I see in the rest of the crypto community, it scares me. And the reason why I've been doing video vlogs since early 2018 is because it kind of scares me about, like, if people are not doing vlogs, if people are not using video, which is the best medium to communicate to humans on the internet in scale, if people are not using that on a daily basis, people get horrible advice. And yeah, they just get horrible advice. Like, they go to these crypto news websites to get news, but they're not getting news. They're getting like propaganda, and it's horrible. It makes me so sad to see that on a daily basis. How, I mean, especially with the HEX gatekeeping, you have seen that it's way worse than I ever could imagine. Like, I could never imagine that the crypto community would be this corrupt and would become this so much exposed here in 2020 for how ignorant they are. And yeah, how like passive aggressive they are, and how they don't act like adults, while most of these people are adults. Like most yeah, but really, like, I don't see that many. Most of the people that I see in crypto, they are around 30 years old or something like that. Like, they are adults. Like, they should know better. They should They should know way better. They should be able to act like adults, but they're not acting like adults in comment sections, in content they're creating. If you've been in this industry for a couple of years, you should have learned your lessons in 2018 and 2019 and maybe early year 2020. But they have learned nothing. They have not become better. Like, you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to use your intelligence. Everything you're doing is always supposed to become better. Your videos is supposed to become better. Your followers is supposed to be going up. The cryptos that you are associated with should always become better. You should always become better at knowing what is a good, amazing brand. You should always improve over what you're doing. I do not see that in these other communities. I only see it in the HEX community, where everything always getting better. Like, everyone is always trying to do stuff a little bit better, and stuff just becomes amazing then. Look at this HEX crypto, how it's already been up to like top 16 crypto, and it doesn't take much for it to be top 15 crypto again. And the closer we get to the end, so with 9 million seconds left here of the launch phase, the closer we're getting here to the end, I mean, the market cap is just going to go up and go up and go up, and we may be in top 10 quite soon. Top 10 crypto. That is amazing if we would get there. And I think we can, because we're kind of very, very high. I mean, I think a couple of days ago we were top 16. And even on some websites, I think it was top 15 crypto. We should actually be higher. Like, if you remove some of this bigger nonsense that are being listed as top coins, we would be even higher. I mean, in terms of projects, we are probably the #1 project. At least, I'm fairly sure in December 2020, we're going to be seen as, or we should be seen as, the top 1 project. So if people are doing more amazing work here, during this launch phase, so they can prove themselves, they use competence, they're doing videos, or they're developing, or whatever now they're doing something, right, to make everything more cool. If they're doing that, I'm fairly sure most people would agree that in December 2020, 1 year after a launch, that most people would kind of recognize it as, yeah, this is kind of the coolest thing ever happening to crypto the last 10 years. And I actually think that HEX, in a way, should become something that is in the Guinness World Records. You probably can have a lot of records in there for various things that maybe HEX was the best at or was an innovator in. So this is tea, by the way. Very good. So yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff makes me sad. Like, it makes me sad to not see people being consistent in anything that they do. How they're always shifting what they're paying attention to. Always shifting, always shifting, always shifting. It makes me sad when people can't be loyal to something. It's because it is. So a lot of people have potential, and I want to see them flower into that potential. But many times they can't flower because they only do something for a couple of months, and they don't pay enough attention, and then they stop doing that, and then they start to do something else. It's very boring, like, if they're doing that, because you know they're never going to flower into their fullest potential. Very, very sad. It's extremely sad to kind of see that. I don't like seeing that, right? So I tried a lot with Steam and DPoS to kind of make it a success and kind of get other people on board and like make them kind of realize that vision, but it did not work. Okay, it did not work. Now I mainly focus on HEX and DTC because I see these both things work. Mainly because, well, the HEX smart contract is amazing. And the DTC coin is amazing because people are consistent and they're using the best medium, video, and doing something real, which almost in many ways makes it so the DTC coin is kind of backed by truth, because people are getting the coin many times when they're being very, very truthful and honest about things. So it becomes like a token that's backed by truth in some ways if it keeps up. And then that becomes almost like the most badass thing along with HEX in crypto, because that combination of having both a truthful coin and having something that low-key pays out interest, that's very powerful combination. Okay, I think that that is one of the most powerful things. And who knows what more you can do after that. So I've talked a lot about this aspect, that I think that focusing on learning more about brands, learning more about how human beings work, and like study how they are behaving and so on, I think all of these things are like super fascinating, because life is a possibility. And whatever it's going to turn out into, it depends on if humans are using their competence. If they're using their competence to become a better human being on a daily basis, obviously we're going to have an amazing, cool world. You're going to get a very cool outcome, because you have people that are very consistent and very involved with whatever now they're doing, and they're always learning, and they're evolving as a human being, and that's what we want to see, and that's what's exciting. That's what makes life fun. But it's not fun to me to see these crypto people that has been in this industry for many, many years, and they're never improving on what they're doing. They're never updating their belief system. They're never becoming better at logic. They're never improving their emotional intelligence. They're just the same always. It's like a drone. Okay, I don't like seeing that. Okay, I get it. Sometimes you kind of want to be like a drone or like a robot, but I would love to see people strive more to become the best that they actually can be. And I think it's very, very exciting. Like, I have a bunch of people in crypto that I'm very, very proud of, because I see that you're always improving what you're doing. They are always doubling down on becoming a better human being and so on. And that's super, super exciting for me to see. And that's what makes crypto engaging. That's what makes crypto fun, because you have all of these things happen that you didn't think could happen. But when humans kind of improve themselves and like strive a little bit more, very, very cool things can happen. So yeah, I mean, that's basically what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I wanted to drop some truths today. Some things that were kind of on my mind. Have a great day, DTube.